You're watching the Dryland Traverse, the adventure trail run. The 2017 Dryland Traverse kicked off with an 8-kilometer prologue, which started with a kilometer-long run through the Kango Caves. The caves are a World Heritage Site, which were eroded out of the Precambrian limestone formations in the foothills of the Swartberg Mountains. Running through the impressive caverns and past the massive flowstones, stalactites and stalagmites, illuminated to an eerie beauty, is one of the undoubted highlights of the event. The short prologue was won by the 021 team of Gershwin Jacobs and Etienne Plaatjes in a time of 32 minutes and 47 seconds. The women's stage winners were the twinsies, Claire van der Nest and Lindy Giorgio, while Danette Smith and Chris Wally, running as a team More Bunny, Less Gazelle, set the tone for the rest of the long weekend in the mixed category. The solo men's stage honours went to Graham van der Nest, and the solo women's were claimed by Annelies Scotts. Stage 1 of the Dryland Traverse followed a reverse of the previous year's route and started with a brutal 7-kilometer long climb. The climbing started within 100 meters of the start and took runners from the race village at De Hoek to the top of the Swartberg mountain range, 1,000 meters higher. The brutal climb offered breathtaking views for those trail runners taking a breather mid-climb. With the gradients forcing all but the leading 3 teams to hike, there were plenty of opportunities for admiring the views. The 021 team of Jacobs and Plaatjes once again crossed the finish line, having broken away from their 022 compatriots, John April and Francois Masakwa, on the mountaintop G track. The route traversed from Bottershoek Hikersut to the top of the Swartberg Pass. From there, the runners trotted down the pass to the stage finish at Kobersegat, where complimentary CBC beers and roosterkoek awaited. After the 33-kilometer long Stage 1, Stage 2 seemed a breeze at 23 kilometers long. And after 2 days of sweltering Kleinkoorleur heat, the cooler temperatures to which trail runners awoke ahead of Stage 2 were even more welcome than the shorter distance. The route was beautiful and diverse, filled with technical single-track sections interspersed with scenic jeep track through the area's small valley farms. The stage offered arguably the best trail running conditions of the event and proved the firm favourite with every runner in the field. The leading men blitzed the course far too quickly to take in the scenery, however, as Jacobs and Plaatjes once again ran in as stage winners. There were new stage winners in the women's team and solo men's categories, after the status quo established on the prologue had been maintained on Stage 1. The jog squad, Nikki Steele and Kate Warner, overturned the dominance of Van der Nest and Giorgio in the women's race, while Edson Kumwamba reduced Besta's general classification lead by 5 minutes.
3 hours 4 minutes, Nina coming in.
The final stage of the 2017 Dryland Traverse was a short 11-kilometer cross-country blast through the hiking trails of the De Hoek Valley, an obstacle course along the Hoek River. The talk of the day was the fact that third-placed men's team of Robbie Roerth and Timothy Chambers ran the stage barefoot to raise funds for the Smile Foundation. Despite the rocky and thorn-strewn trails, the pair managed to hang on to their general classification podium position. The stage results were dominated by the solo men's winner Besta, Kumwamba, Duncan Land, John Reed, Stefan Vaal and Ben Koyman, finishing ahead of the stage's first-place team. The sole-running combination of JC Visser and Maurits Janse van Rensburg concluded the Dryland Traverse with a stage victory, but could not do enough to join the 2017 champions Jacobs and Plaatjes on the general classification podium. The women's team race was won by Steele and Warner after 2 successive stage wins on the final 2 stages. The solo women's race was won by Scholz after a dominant clean sweep of the stage victories, while the mixed category was equally dominated by Smith and Wally. After 4 days of scintillating trail running, this is how the general classification panned out.
Awesome.
Until the 1st of November 2018. Bye-bye.